Hello, Collective. This is Chan from Artemis Oracle, doing your reading for the week ahead. Today is October 19th, but this reading is for October 20th through the 26th. So the next 7 days. So let's see what will be coming up for the next 7 days. We're going to pull Love Oracle, Revealing the Truth Oracle, Tarot, and a yes or no question, as well as a surrender message from the Power of Surrender deck. So let's see what cards we get out. Got one card. Anything else? Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. It's interesting. Let's get the love message. That card want to come out too. Okay. All right. So let's get started with the reading. I hope you don't mind the music. I've been changing it up a little bit. I'm just finding different types of music to listen to. Different types of music to listen to. Just to create some ambiance, calming atmosphere for you, for those that watch. Okay, so the first card that we have from Revealing the Truth is the Forgotten Person, core past old friend. So this is somebody that you may have known from the past that you have not been in contact with. This is someone that may have been a core member of your family or your friend group or somebody, but they may have disappeared, they may have ghosted. But then, because I say that because of silence, keep silent, coercion, hints. So there may have been somebody that is currently like not in contact. It doesn't have to be romantic or anything. It could be, like I said, a family member. It could be a friend, a relative. You know, a family member is a relative, duh. But a relative, is I think relatives are different from family members because you could be related to somebody, but you don't really consider them family. You know what I mean? But underneath is mirror, reflection, reference, distinguished appearance. So it seems like there's somebody. All right, if this is the case, there may be somebody that feels forgotten, feels abandoned, that you are not in contact with, that there is no communication. And I think with the mirror card showing up, shard of glass. Because this mirror glass, maybe there's a broken mirror. Broken mirror may mean something to you because that said shard. Now I'm just imagining a mirror that has been like punched in some way. And it has like this web but of cracks. So that may be significant to you. So there may be some mirroring going on. Maybe someone initiated not communicating, and then the person's also following suit. Like they're like, oh, you're not communicating with me, then I'm not going to communicate with you. So there's some sort of mirroring, but when we go into the love cards, we have depth, awareness, importance, value. And it's under the forgotten card, and then realizations and only you, epiphanies, misunderstandings. Oh, sorry. There may have been a misunderstanding because it does not say that. Epiphanies, understandings, awakenings, and then only you, devoted, attached, crave. So there may be somebody that, you're like, if we put this together, right? There's somebody who's feeling abandoned, feeling alone. And I guess with this silence and reflecting on what has transpired between the two of you, depending on the situation, right? Since we are looking at the love cards, right? We're making this a love situation. This person is understanding the depth of your connection. They're becoming more and more aware of how important you are to them. With the realization, depth, realization, only you, they're having an understanding. They're having an awakening. They're understanding that there's some sort of attachment, some sort of devotion, some sort of bond that they have with you. There may have been some bitterness in the past because that's at the bottom of the deck, or there may be bitterness now. Maybe this person is mirroring the no contact with you, but they're doing so as a way to get back at you, But it says resentment, anger, hurtful words. So if there was some sort of disagreement, argument, discord, conflict, anything where there were words spoken, or something was said that is kind of making someone feel a bit salty, that may be the reason why someone is feeling silent. Someone may be falling silent. Someone may be giving somebody the silent treatment because of the disagreement, you know? But if that's the case, I think this person is like realizing how immature their behavior is, you know, because they're reflecting, they're looking back, they're looking at their own actions, they're having a realization about if they find your relationship to be one of importance, they're realizing how ridiculous it is for them to not communicate with you. The understanding that it's important for you and them to, you know, have some sort of how important it is for them to stay connected with you. You know, if they truly value you, then they would have to, you know, make some sort of amends. If there were some hurtful words said, if there was a level of resentment coming from somebody, you know. Now, let's go. I want to go under confessions, Jason. And under the love cards, under bitterness was confessions. Maybe somebody came clean about something. Somebody, or if someone is needing to come clean, or maybe someone has come clean and someone may be feeling a bit bitter or salty about what was revealed to them, you know? Maybe there's a realization that there's been a bit of negative influences. You know, maybe somebody is trying to overcome some sort of, maybe overcome the resentment, the bitterness that they're feeling about whatever confession was made, you know. I think it may have to involve, involve loyalty, with loyalty underneath, with trusting reliability. You know, maybe somebody is having some trouble trusting in the situation, you know, and maybe they're trying to overcome that and they have expressed that in some way, or they're just having something was it's confessed, something was revealed where someone is now questioning the loyalty of the situation, loyalty of the person, you know. Under mirror, we have change. So someone's reflecting and they probably reflecting on what has transpired and how things have changed from before the situation happened, where there was some conflict and now there's some level of resentment and bitterness, right? But they're also seeing how it's changed from before the conflict to how it is now, you know? And it says noisy sound is underneath, right? Noisy sounds, information overload, social media out of control. So maybe someone is being distracted by social media. Maybe they're allowing themselves to be influenced in some way, in a negative way, and that is causing the situation to transform. And they're reflecting on that, reflecting on, you know, how they allow themselves to be distracted by things in a way that's been harmful or destructive, or possibly caused the end of a situation if there is a breakup, right? Or it doesn't have to be like, you know, but that empty room. I feel like there's a level of someone is feeling lonely. Someone is feeling lonely, you know, because there's a sense of emptiness. Yes, there's a lot of noise, but it's like all that noise is magnified by the fact that the room is empty. You know how it is when you move into a new apartment and you walk in and there's an echo because there's nothing in the space to fill up or buffer the sound, you know? So it's like the noise, the realization, the understanding, and after the reflection, it's just making it even more apparent to this person, how the silence is in a way killing them. The song "Silence is Deafening," deafening silence. It's from Serj Tankian. It's the song that's popping up in my mind now. The silence is deafening to my ears. How could the obvious be ignored? I'm not singing it to the right melody, but silence is deafening to my ears. Obvious be ignored. How can the obvious be ignored? So maybe somebody is ignoring something about a situation. You know, maybe there was some promise. Maybe there's something to do with commitment in a way. Some sort of agreement that needs to be made, or agreement that has been broken in some way. And someone has, you know, let's just Let's see. You, I don't know what to say. Oh, I'm open to you. Mm, mm. Okay. Okay, so this is something that's coming up for the next 7 days. I feel like someone's going to break the silence. And surprise. So King of Pentacles came out. Father, boss, entrepreneur, provider. Oh, confusion. Okay, someone's having confusion about someone who is in this masculine paternal figure, because the King of Pentacles is a father figure. He's someone who's provides. He's a provider. He's someone that provides safety, stability, and security in all senses. Bring home the bacon type of dude, right? But then it seems like somebody is confused, because this is the High Priestess in reverse. Confusion. So the reverse is the secrets, unclear. So someone is not clear or not sure about this, about something. It could be the King of Pentacles is not sure about something. Maybe he's confused about something. Maybe he needs more clarity. Let's see. Tell us more. If there wasn't anything bad that happened or is interfering with the relationship, and there is some level of silence, or in the situation could be romantic, familial, or whatever, this may be coming up. This may have already happened. So please take the messages as they resonate. But there is a reflection, Someone's trying to gain some type of understanding, because there's confusion. They may be not understanding why someone is acting out in a certain way, or kind of not communicating. Tell us more. Another thing that popped in my mind is that some of you may be given an opportunity that you're not completely sure about taking. You may be feeling blocked and not with coming to some sort of decision about an offer that it may be a job offer. It says melancholy. Emotional dissatisfaction may be clouding your ability to receive new blessings. That's interesting. Okay, upright. Boredom, apathy, contemplation. So some of you may be, it's funny that I'm saying an offer. Some of you are going to receive some sort of offer. It could be a love offer. It could be an offer, a financial offer. It could be a job offer. It could be something, right? Something of value, right? So some of you may be confused about this offer. You're not completely sure if it's in the up and up, right? So you're contemplating it. You're looking at it. You're analyzing it. You're trying to see, is this going to be something that's going to cause further confusion with the clouds there? Or is this something that's going to bring enlightenment? It's going to brighten up. It's going to bring happiness. You've experienced, it's like you're at this place where I'm fine where I am. I'm not sure if I'm going to move from here, because, I already know these 3 cups. I already know. I'm familiar with this. I don't know if I want to step away from my current situation, this comfort zone that I have with my 3 of cups, to go into something that I'm not sure is going to be the best thing for me. Collaboration. Yeah, I think it has to do with work. Work with others to achieve a common goal by combining your skills and talents. Yeah. I think that some of you may be in a situation this week where you're at this place where you feel comfortable where you are. You probably have friends at work. Excuse me. It could even be at home. You may be comfortable you're comfortable somewhere, but you're getting an opportunity to kind of step out of your box, step out of a box where you have to collaborate with people. You may be not wanting to, because it says work with others to achieve a common goal by combining your skills and talents. The confusion can also be, if you're wondering if this new offer is something that is the right fit for you, where you are going to be able to have a collaborative workspace, have a collaborative teamwork dynamic, where you're able to share your ideas, where you're heard, where you feel seen, where you feel valued, where you're able to create and build up on your skills and also build up your network in some way. So there may be some kind of offer that's coming in that way for you, What else? Anything else? We got surrender. So surrender, integrity, morality, objectivity, logic, ethics. Surrendering the need for immediate answers is what will allow deeper wisdom to emerge. Stillness, faith, uncertainty, pause. Yeah, some of you are going to like really analyze whatever this offer is that's kind of causing some confusion to you, whether it's the right thing for you or not. You're gonna have to take the time to reflect, see how something aligns with you, but you also have to be honest with yourself, because it says integrity, the King of Swords. It's like seeing the truth of the matter. Is this something? Is this offer something that is, like I mentioned, in the up and up? Is this an honest, authentic offer that is going to allow there to be growth, expansion of some sort, where it aligns with your vision for yourself? Is this something that's going to allow you to, possibly some of you are being offered a position where you will have to be in a leadership role, but I feel like you have to remain objective when it comes to considering whatever this offer is. Look at things from a logical standpoint. If you have some sort of confusion that's more emotional than anything, in a way, when you pair it with a melancholy card with the Four of Cups, because cups are about emotions. So it's like, yeah, whatever emotions you're feeling that may be clouding your judgment, and it's important for you to kind of look beyond the clouds. Try to see the bigger picture, and then be honest with yourself and to discern whether or not this offer, for whatever it's worth, is one that is going to suit you, that is going to align with you. I want to look at, maybe in the past you've experienced a lot of hardships where you felt like you had to guard yourself. Maybe you feel like you have to guard your position now because you feel secure. Your devils. Because if you leave a situation where it's where you're comfortable, you already know all the key players. You know what works, what doesn't work, who is against you, and who's for you. It's like everybody. You know where all the pieces fall. Where the skeletons in the closet are. I'm trying to cut down on the knows. It's annoying to me too, but it's like you're trying to overcome whatever boundaries you're holding up that are kind of blocking you from moving forward because you're so guarded. But the thing is, it's like, as long as you look at things from a logical standpoint and not allow your emotions, your fears to dictate whatever actions you take, then you'll know exactly what's the right course of action for you, but it's a risk, because we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, and it says good luck, destiny, cycles, fate, change, karma. This opportunity may be something that you've wanted, but now you're probably afraid to take it. It could possibly be that you're because when I look at the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Lion, Leo, we have Taurus, we have Scorpio, and then we have Aquarius, the fixed signs. The fixed signs are the ones that kind of turn the wheel, and we have the snake here. This is about kind of overcoming your own, the limitations that you've created for yourself, the box you put yourself in. And it's about gaining more information, gaining more knowledge, seeing the truth, and making decisions that, that allow you to discern whether opportunities are for you or against you, if they're going to work out in your favor or will be a loss to you. But it's depending on whatever situation you're in. Okay. It could be a love situation too. You may be receiving some offer for somebody and you're not entirely sure if they're, being honest, but you have to look at things from a logical standpoint. Maybe look at the person for how they come with you, how you collaborate with each other, how you get along. Is this someone that you can see a future with? Is this someone that you believe is honest, has integrity, is someone that you can trust? Is this someone that you can pull down your boundaries for? Or is it, somebody that you need to protect yourself from? But it's a matter of looking at things from a different perspective, and but also being honest with yourself, removing any illusions, trying to get this confusion to a point where you're seeing things clearly, and then you could trust your intuition, because there's something that's blocking your intuition from seeing something. Okay, so let's see what yes or no messages we get for you for the week ahead. One message for the week ahead. Message for the week ahead. Yes, true love. They realized they loved you after they lost you, now feeling very regretful. Kind of aligns with the first reading we had. Someone's like reflecting on the time and space in between you two. Now it's realizing your value, understanding there's no need for there to be any bitterness or animosity, and that you're the right person for them. This aligns with the only you card. Yes, only you. Yes, only you. Okay. Now what else? Any more? No, it's up to them. Fear of the unknown is causing stagnation. Let them lead the way. Timing is uncertain. So this could be like someone may be unsure about when to come forward, if this is no contact, a separation type of situation. But it could also be with you, like coming to a decision about an offer. There may be a fear of the unknown. And I did mention like knowing the devil, like if you leave a job or a situation, you don't know where you're leaving to. For all you know, you could be leaving to a situation that's better, or it could be worse. You don't know. And it says, yes, taking action. No more talk. They want to show you and put in the work to repair what they've broken. It's not too late. So this is kind of going back to the love situation where someone, like I said, true love, they're taking action. They're having a realization. They want to take action. They may be coming forward with communication. They may be coming to see you, maybe coming to talk to you, sending you a message, calling you, however way, And at the bottom, independence. You are meant to learn how to be alone so you can thrive by your own efforts and be your own hero. April may be significant. So whatever this decision is, too, it's one that you're going to have to make on your own. It's one that you cannot really ask for people what their opinion is, because it's your life, not theirs. You're going to have, this is an independent decision that you have to make for yourself. All right, surrender. Surrender. What does the collective need to surrender? What does the collective need to surrender? This card. Oh, 2 cards came out. 3, actually. Surrender your need to always be right. So someone needs to surrender the need to be right, Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. Yeah, because somebody did say something and now somebody's keeping silent. So, sometimes you got to keep the peace. Sometimes, it depends on the situation. Surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. So if some of you are experiencing negative thoughts, negative self-talk, it's time for you to kind of surrender that. Those negative thoughts don't really serve a purpose other than to limit you. You don't want to end up in a situation where you're stuck behind the fence that you created around yourself. And the last card, surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. So if you're having, like it says here, let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past, then you can own your power and soar in your life. Negative, yeah. So whatever negative thoughts that you have about yourself, you feeling like you are not valued, that you are not worthy of opportunities that may be fortunate, that may be bringing you good luck, good fortune, allowing yourself to have a new beginning, where there can be, abundance, where there could be happiness, where there can be collaborative teamwork, where you feel seen, heard, appreciated for your thoughts, your ideas, your input, your everything, whatever contributions you make. So you had to let go of those thoughts. If there's thoughts that you've been having because of how childhood, it's like you got to really take the time to reflect on those thoughts, contemplate on them, and see how they align with you now. And look at all your accomplishments. Look at everything that you've built for yourself and ask yourself, am I the same person that I initially thought I was? Like, am I this person? Like, am I someone who is a loser? Am I someone who has no value? Am I a waste of space? No, if you look at everything that you've done for yourself, whatever you've built for yourself, all the experiences, all the obstacles, all the adversity and challenges that you've overcome and you survived and you thrived from, then you're not the same person that where those thoughts originated from. You have evolved, you have transformed, you have grown, you have succeeded. Okay, what do you need to surrender to? Surrender to joy. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. So do whatever you have to do whenever you're facing some sort of adversity or challenges, anything that's kind of bringing you down, even if it's people that are trying to bring you down, don't allow them to do that. We are in charge of our own happiness. We create our own happiness. We shouldn't be giving people the power to disappoint us, to make us sad, to hurt us, because it's a them problem. Whatever issues that they have that may be trying to bring to us is a projection. If it directly involves you, then yes, come to some sort of resolution, discuss the issue, talk about it, come to terms, apologize, do whatever. But that's the end. Don't allow it to kind of eat up at your happiness, eat up your positive energy, eat up, what brings light to your life, surrender to the natural beauty. The beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. So this is about grounding yourself. Whenever you're feeling this overwhelm, whenever you're feeling this negative thoughts or habits or behaviors, self-limiting beliefs and self-sabotage in a way, this is a time for you to kind of disconnect from what is causing you to feel those things or think those things about yourself and reconnect with nature. Just remind yourself, it's like you've overcome so much. And as humans, there may be challenges that we may continue to experience throughout our lifespan, but we can't be living in the lens of preparing for that, because when are we going to actually appreciate and live our lives? You can't do that. In the bottom of the deck, it says, surrender to what is. Flow with the what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. And that's the most important thing, peace. We are in charge of our own happiness. We are in charge of our own peace. We are in charge of our own self-care. Nobody is going to do that for us but us. Okay, so I hope these messages were helpful in some way. If they were, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. And I'm wishing you a great week ahead. Bye.